So you're planning to weather the storm at home. You've bypassed all the shelters. Your preparation is complete, and so are your emergency kits. You're ready. But what happens if the storm changes direction and it's a direct hit? What's your evacuation plan? If you don't have one, make one. And remember, take into account the location of your house, whether it's near beaches, canals, or it sits in a flood-prone area, and be realistic about the evacuation plan. Plan what to take. In its simplest form, take only what you cannot afford to lose. Have a go bag ready and a discussion beforehand what bag contents should consist of, like toiletries, medication, change of clothing, and important documents in a waterproof folder. Take inventory of your home, pictures included. Make sure your vehicle has a full tank of gas. Decide your destination and the best route. If you can't get out, find safety in the highest level of your home. And as always, be sure to pay close attention to the ZNS network for weather updates. This season, be weather smart, weather safe.
At the 66 Steps, I'm Matea Cunningham. This is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition has a look at stories making news tonight. A suspect in an alleged rent-to-own scam is hauled before the courts. Also, a local company launching a campaign giving Bahamians a chance to become homeowners. And the police search for a man reported missing since June 29th.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping news tonight, the woman at the center of the alleged rent-to-own housing scheme that has gripped Grand Bahama is now before the courts. Adriana Gilbert pleaded not guilty to multiple fraud-related charges today after declaring her innocence as she entered the courtroom. Our Shalia Roll was in court all day and filed the details in tonight's top story.
As she walked through the back courtroom doors, Adriana Gilbert declared, "I am innocent and God will vindicate me."
I am innocent and God will vindicate me in the name of Jesus.
Moments later, the woman at the center of the alleged rent-to-own housing scheme that has dominated conversation across Grand Bahama this week stood before Magistrate Yul Johnson in the Freeport's Magistrate Court, where she pleaded not guilty to all charges. Represented by attorney K. Brian Hanna, Gilbert dressed in a black suit with red lipstick sat quietly in the docks as the charges were read. Several family members were also present in court. According to court documents, Gilbert faces multiple counts of fraud by false pretenses and acquisitions of the proceeds of criminal conduct. Prosecutors allege that between November and December 2024 and May 2026, she, along with others, dishonestly obtained $5,000 payments from several individuals through false pretenses in connection with an alleged rent-to-own housing scheme. She's also accused of knowingly acquiring money alleged to be the proceeds of criminal conduct. When the matter turned to bail, prosecutors recommended $9,000, noting that Gilbert has no previous criminal convictions. Her attorney argued that she's a lifelong Grand Bahama resident with strong ties to the community and posed no flight risk, asking the court to grant bail in the amount of $5,000. After hearing submissions from both sides, Magistrate Johnson granted bail of $6,000 with 1 or 2 suretors. She's expected to return to court on October 14th and 15th, 2026, when the matter is scheduled for trial. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Roll.
While police say the search is still on for Marsha Cooper, who they want to question in connection with an alleged rent-to-own housing fraud scheme, officials in Grand Bahama say 54-year-old Marsha Malsaleta Cooper of Gambier Point, East Grand Bahama, is wanted by the Criminal Investigation Department for fraud by false pretenses. She is described as having a fair to light brown complexion and average build and speaking with a Bahamian accent. Also, a man well known on social media channels is missing tonight. Police on Grand Bahama are busy searching for Gary Delancey, 67 of 15 or number 15 Hawaii Avenue. Delancey was last seen on Wednesday, June 17th, 2026, but reported missing on Monday, June 29th, 2026. He is of medium brown complexion, stands 5 feet 6 inches tall with a low haircut. If you see Gary Delancey, you're asked to contact the Criminal Investigations Department at 350-3106, Police Emergency at 911, Crime Stoppers at 242-300, tips, that's 242-300-8477. Well, as the Bahamas prepares to celebrate 53 years of independence, one local company is launching a campaign aimed at giving Bahamians a chance to become part owners. The initiative also includes a new rewards program for contractors and homeowners, along with an affordable housing project. Raven Davis has the details in this report.
Heroic is all of us. What does that mean? That means you can see the average Bahamian within Heroic.
That was Amani Dames, commercial sales lead at Heroic Concrete and Concrete Products, celebrating the launch of the company's Heroic is All of Us campaign. The initiative is designed to give Bahamians the opportunity to own equity in the company, allowing them to become shareholders in its future growth. She says the campaign goes beyond investing. It also introduces the Heroic Builders Circle program, a rewards initiative created for homeowners and contractors.
Spending money with Heroic Concrete is what will allow you to be a part of the Builders Circle, which will have tiers based on the amount you spend. Then that will determine if you're eligible for equity and how much you're eligible for. This is a plan we plan to fully launch within the next month so that everyone who already partners with Heroic will have an idea of what they're entitled to by 2029.
The program is expected to roll out next month, with company officials hoping it will encourage more Bahamians to invest in their own construction projects while building long-term wealth.
We do anticipate that we're going to get a lot of traction and a lot of attention from this program because it gives people a chance to own something.
The campaign also includes From the Ground Up, a social media series aimed at helping first-time homeowners better understand the building process. Heroic is also introducing 4 affordable home models ranging from single-family homes to duplexes and triplexes.
The first one we're working on is the single family, which is the Glenwood. So then we will, after we have finish the Glenwood, then we're gonna go ahead and start to slowly look at the interest and determine which model we want to build next based on the traction we have. And we've already been talking to banks about how to make this easy for Bahamians to own.
Dame says the company already has lots available for development, while homeowners who already own land can also choose to build one of Heroic's homes designs on their property. She says the homes will be built using Heroic Concrete products and by Bahamian tradesmen, helping to keep more of the investment in the local economy.
We're offering these opportunities to Bahamians because Bahamians deserve. Bahamians deserve. It's nothing deeper than that.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
And still to come.
The City of Freeport Council's summer program is back after a several-year hiatus. Stay tuned. That story, sports, and more when we come back.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Dolly Madison.
Save more drugs. We got you. From cosmetics to prosthetics, what you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, the prices you need and deserve. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
fresh oil, fresh fire. Join the School of Prophetic Ministry Hawksville for 2 Holy Ghost-filled nights of crusade, July 13th and 14th, 2026 at 7:30 nightly. Guest speaker will be Bishop Steve Daniels of Shallow Missionary Baptist Church, Minnesota. Fresh oil, fresh fire crusade, July 13th and 14th at the School of Prophetic Ministry. See you there.
Hey, I'm a big deal. I'm a 19-foot Panga boat fishing package, complete with engine, trailer, and accessories. So pull up, hook up, and drop me in the ocean and let's work. Just in time for lobster season.
Saturday, July 4th, downtown Freeport comes alive with the Welcoming Home Grand Bahama Cultural Festival presented by the Ministry for Grand Bahama. Performances by the UB North Wing Pop Band, Shine 242, Avi, Mama D, Recon Bahamas, Sherrod Taylor, and Wilfred Solomon. Show starts at 7 p.m.
Bring the whole family to the parish fair at the Parish of the Saints Michael and Nicholas, Friday, July 10th from 12 noon to 10 p.m. at the church grounds in High Rock. Great food, games, live entertainment, prizes, and family fun. Admission just $3. CompuSec Printing is making room for summer with a massive store-wide sale. Get 30% off in stock items only now through July 31st. Save on shirts, hats, souvenirs, flags, indoor flagpoles, and more. Visit CompuSec Printing, West Atlantic Drive, Freeport. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and Saturdays, 9 to 2. Swag Shop Clothing Shop, located Queens Highway next to Freeport Carpet, offers a variety of clothing and shoes for men, women, and children. Visit the store today for an awesome experience.
Every year, hurricane season returns.
The water started coming, the generator, everything started just moving. The noise was ferocious where things was just collapsing as the water took it in a matter of seconds. And then I heard this banging to the ceiling. That was my neighbor. She said, hey, you wake, water coming in.
One storm can change everything.
Now we in trouble. Abaco is over. You can't do, the power plant is gone. There's no food stores, there's no water, nothing.
The question isn't if another storm will come. The question is, will you be prepared when it does?
Plan for the worst and pray for the best.
Before the storm.
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. For the first time in several years, the City of Freeport Council's Summer Youth Employment Program is back, giving 75 students the opportunity to gain valuable hands-on work experience during their summer break. The return of the program is a major win for the council, with every student who applied by the deadline placed with a participating employer. Officials crediting the support of local businesses and organizations for making the initiative possible.
The council feels good, the fact that this year that we were able to implement the summer employment again this year, along with the summer camp, with hosting 250 kids. And like you said, it's a win-win for everybody. I told the kids today it's more about the experience than the money that's going to be made.
I expressed to them that I myself started as a summer student in 2002, and I'm still currently on that job 24 years later. I showed initiative. I presented myself in the most professional manner. I just wanted to encourage them to set the same standard.
The students say they're grateful for the opportunity and look forward to gaining valuable work experience, learning new skills, and preparing for future careers.
I hope to gain some job experience in the field that I want to work in, and I will speak for everyone in here. I hope to gain some money as well. You know, I love money. Everybody needs money.
I expect to gain more communication skills and more leadership skills.
I feel privileged and honored. You know what I mean? I didn't know I was going to be here, but like, you miss 100% shot you don't take, and I just make the shot. I'm very happy.
Well, the way the Bahamians worship is being recognized beyond the islands, according to Pastor Bishop Henry Fernandez, senior pastor, who noted that an upcoming concert being held in Florida by the Faith Center on July 15th reflects the strong Bahamian community in the region. He said the event is not only meant to unite Bahamians abroad, but also to highlight the Bahamas' rich spiritual and worship culture.
I felt that July would be the right timing for that because, of course, you celebrate your independence on July 10th. And so I wanted to be a part of the celebration. In fact, I wanted to bring all of South Florida into the celebration of your independence. So I'm so grateful that we were able to highlight your rich culture. Not only your culture will be highlighted, but most importantly, especially in a time like this where there's so much division around the world, that you guys are able to show that Bahamians can unite and you should unite.
The night will feature performances from Bahamian artists, including Simeon Oughton and Shabak, with the evening set to close with the Junkanoo celebration. Pastor encourages Bahamians in the surrounding areas, as well as those across the 700 islands and keys, to come out, even if it means flying over to support the event at 555 Northwest 95th Avenue, Sunrise, Florida Faith Center, noting that it is an experience not to be missed.
For every Bahamian, even Bahamians who are at home, you're in one of those 700 islands, you need to fly to Fort Lauderdale or Miami, and you need to get to the Faith Center, 5555 Northwest 95th Avenue. You need to just need to come, I should say, and worship with us. Do not procrastinate. This is a moment you do not want to miss.
Now, for those looking to take their small business to the next level, the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce is hosting the Baja Market, featuring multiple vendors from around the island. Felix Bo, Director of Industry and Economic Development, says that the event is to showcase various businesses, with over 20 vendors set to participate. The Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce is hopeful as they plan to expand and continue their collaboration by hosting events throughout the various seasons.
We're excited to invite all of you guys here for the Chamber of Commerce first ever Baja Market. It's a local opportunity for entrepreneurs and small business owners to showcase all of their businesses, and it'll be happening this Saturday, July 4th, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. right here at Berkshire, who is one of our sponsors for the event, and we're just excited to have all of you out here today.
Meanwhile, Chairman of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce and sponsor Terrence Roberts believes it is the small businesses that truly need the assistance in order to run successfully, as they are looking to elevate themselves.
So we have a number of vendors who are going to be presenting their down-home Bahamian meals, pastries, conch salads, music, and we're also opening up to the farmers. So this event, what we're really doing is we're bringing the market together for them. We're bringing them to market, and we're bringing the community together at the market. So as we're leading into the independence season, we want to make sure that those who are on island, locals and tourists, they're able to experience some of our culture.
While decades of faithful service, spiritual leadership, and community impact are being recognized on a national stage, faith leaders from Grand Bahama will be among 40 clergymen from across the Bahamas honored during the second annual National Pastoral Honors. Sherelle Dames has more in this report.
The National Pastoral Honors, established in 2025, a vision of Pastor Kevin Harris, was created to recognize pastors whose commitment has extended far beyond the walls of the church. Ministers from Grand Bahama will account for 10 out of 40 of this year's recipients. On-island representative for the event production, Pastor Eddie Victor, shares his sentiments on the prestigious occasion.
The National Pastoral Honors were established to recognize and honor pastors from throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas for their years of contribution towards the work of the ministry, nation building, and community development.
This year's Grand Bahama honorees represent a cross-section of denominations and decades of service. President of the Grand Bahama Christian Council, along with the oldest among Grand Bahama's honorees, say the recognition is particularly meaningful because it comes from those who understand the sacrifices and dedication required in ministry.
Tremendous honor. It also humbles me, but it also reminds me that the greatest honor, other than receiving an honor from God, is to be not only honored among your colleagues, but to be recognized by your colleagues for your contribution to ministry.
I'm appreciative of the fact that I'm being honored, but I look forward to, with great anticipation, of the Lord saying to me, "Come ye blessed, here a crown you have won."
Organizers say the awards are intended not only to celebrate individual achievement, but also to highlight the lasting influence pastors have had on families, churches, and communities throughout the country.
quite a humbling experience in ministry, and I enjoyed every bit of it. And if I was to have to do it again, I will choose the pastorate.
The second annual National Pastoral Honors will be held Sunday at 5 p.m. at the Miles E. Monroe Diplomat Center in Nassau. Tickets for the ceremony are $50. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Sherelle Dames.
Leslie Woodside, you are our Facebook friend of the day, and of course we want to thank you so much for your support over the years and hope that you are enjoying your day. And that does it for this segment of the news. Be sure to stay tuned. Shane Stubbs is up next with your check on sports. Don't go away.
Cabinets play a major role in both the function and appearance of your home. To keep them looking their best, wipe spills as soon as they happen and clean surfaces regularly using a soft cloth and mild soap. Avoid hanging excessive weight on cabinet doors and periodically check hinges and hardware to make sure everything stays secure. With proper care, quality cabinetry can continue looking beautiful and performing well for many years to come. Quality products deserve quality care. Coned Bahamas.
Hey, what are you doing? I'm self-insuring my investments, starting with this tarp.
We all remember the blue tarps after the storm. Let's make sure that we are covered with more than a tarp. Don't allow your investment to be at risk. Protect your investment with one of our insurance policies.
Nobody does it better. See news in the making? Call us at 352-9713 or 359-5167, or you can email us at zns3news@gmail.com.
All residents of Grand Bahama are cordially invited to the 53rd anniversary of Independence Praise and Thanksgiving service at New Life Worship Center on Call Road this Sunday, July 5th at 4 p.m. Music by New Life Praise Team and IMC. Let's come together as a community to give thanks to God for our great nation. Happy Independence, Bahamas.
Save more drugs, from cosmetics to prosthetics. What you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, vitamins you need, and prescriptions you came for. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
It is my great pleasure to welcome you all to our first Hardware and Home Expo.
CIBC Caribbean is here. We're happy to be a sponsor of this event, and of course, we're looking forward to year number 2.
We just want to introduce the community to our new product and service, Arctic Solutions.
We are Acacia Groves, and the parent company is San Jose Construction.
So we're just here for persons who want some sort of legal advice.
Every year, hurricane season returns.
The water started coming, the generator, everything started just moving. The noise was ferocious where things was just collapsing as the water took it in a matter of seconds. And then I heard this banging through the ceiling. That was my neighbor. She said, hey, you wake, water coming in.
One storm can change everything.
Now we in trouble. Abaco is over. We can't do, the power plant is gone. There's no food stores, there's no water. Nothing.
The question isn't if another storm will come. The question is, will you be prepared when it does?
Plan for the worst and pray for the best.
Before the storm.
Welcome to the ZNS Total Sports Cave, everyone. I'm Shane Stubbs. The Pine Ridge Tennis Camp is in full swing at the Moon McPhee Park, where Coach Danny Rigby and Dr. Charlene Reed welcome dozens of future tennis stars for 2 weeks of fun yet intense training.
there are other sports they can get to, but tennis is also one of the sports. And then, it's a controlled sport. The camp it's only like an introduction, to the kids. Get the kids to introduce to tennis, and hopefully at least one or two or three of them could continue the game.
So we have a host of camps that we're doing: the tennis camp, the YMCA camp. We have a baseball camp and a track and field camp, and hopefully a skills camp that will be for the entire summer.
The camp continues Monday, July 6th to the 9th at 9 a.m. Meanwhile, the girls at basketball camp tips off Monday, July 6th, along with the boys at basketball camp, which starts on July 7th. Both camps are in partnership with the Mayfield Park Association and will take place at Heroes Park.
We found that basketball is not only just a sport, it's something that can anchor a person in the way they present themselves, their attitudes, how they react in certain situations and under pressure.
And having two boys of my own, I realized the importance of giving back. Basketball have done a lot for me growing up. It made me a confident and strong young man mentally.
There's something positive to do in the summertime while they're away from school. We put on a volleyball camp last time for the girls. We usually serve basketball for the bigger boys, but this time we're focusing on the more younger boys this season.
And both camps are free of charge, parents, so take full advantage. And tonight it's showtime as Team Bahamas will take on Jamaica in the latest round of FIBA World Cup qualifiers. The 12-man roster was made official with stars such as Shavana Buddy Hield and VJ Edgecombe leading the charge. The team also features Franco Miller Jr., Jerome Burrows, Leano Roll, Kentuan Smith, Eric Gordon, Dayton Aubrey, Kai Jones, Sammy Hunter, Dominic Bridgewater, and Garvin Clark Jr. To advance, Team Bahamas needs to defeat Jamaica Friday evening and Puerto Rico by 6 or more points on July 6th. Tip-off is at 8 o'clock this evening. And that's my time, everyone, but your local forecast is next. I'm Shane Stubbs. Stay the course, everybody.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
At Save More Drugs, we got you. We got what you want. We got what you need. We got what you came for. The quality you expect. The prices you need and deserve. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Fresh oil, fresh fire. Join the School of Prophetic Ministry Hawksville for 2 Holy Ghost-filled nights of crusade, July 13th and 14th, 2026 at 7:30 nightly. Guest speaker will be Bishop Steve Daniels of Shallow Missionary Baptist Church, Minnesota. Fresh oil, fresh fire crusade, July 13th and 14th at the School of Prophetic Ministry. See you there.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm self-insuring my investments, starting with this tarp.
We all remember the blue tarps after the storm. Let's make sure that we are covered with more than a tarp. Don't allow your investment to be at risk. Protect your investment with one of our insurance policies.
Nobody does it better.
Here at Freeport Decorators, we have hundreds of products for you to choose from. Whether you're in the market for trophies, plaques, rubber stamps, corporate signs, any kind of interior signage, stamps, or seals, we're your one-stop shop. We feature glass, acrylic, crystal awards for every occasion. We build all the trophies here on site. Looking for a gift item? We feature pens, key rings, mugs, tumblers, barbecue tools, even bamboo cutting boards. Have something already? Bring it on down. Let us see if we can print that special something on it for you. Need a headstone? Memorialize the memory of your loved one with a beautifully lasered granite marker. Our store hours are Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. We focus on customization. So if you have an idea or a new concept, bring it on down or call us at 352-5557 or even WhatsApp your idea to us at 646-0777 and we will do our best to make your awards and recognition ideas a reality.
came in the north. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that is going to do it for us here in the north. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for joining us this week. Here, The Bahamas Tonight is coming your way next.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the teen driver behind Sunday's fatal crash taken into custody. New trends in marijuana-infused edibles, and the stern warning police are issuing to parents and children. And a preview of issues regional leaders and key stakeholders will tackle this weekend when CARICOM meets in St. Lucia. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. New developments tonight in the investigation into Sunday's deadly crash on Shirley Street. As Leah Cooper tells us, police have taken a significant step in the case as they continue to piece together what led to the tragedy that claimed 4 young lives.
Police have confirmed that the 19-year-old driver involved in Sunday's devastating traffic collision at the intersection of Shirley and Church Streets is in custody and being questioned by investigators. Authorities have not yet revealed whether criminal charges will be filed, sharing only that investigations into the fatal crash are ongoing. Under Bahamian law, investigators determine whether evidence supports offenses such as dangerous driving, causing death, reckless driving, or other traffic-related charges following fatal collisions. The tragic crash occurred shortly after 1 a.m. Sunday when a gray Mazda vehicle carrying 8 occupants reportedly lost control while traveling west along Shirley Street before crashing into a tree near Church Street. 3 young women were killed on the scene while a 4th later died in hospital. Police have since identified the victims as Diamond Stubbs, who's 17 years old, Patricia Brown, who's 19, Stania Webb, and Evelina Johnson, both 19. Johnson's body was identified by family members after she had initially been reported missing. The survivors include the 19-year-old driver who sustained a broken wrist, a 21-year-old man, and a 19-year-old woman who remain hospitalized in stable condition, and a 25-year-old man who continues to fight for his life. The tragedy sparking an outpouring of grief across the country with vigils, tributes, moments of silence, and calls for greater road safety. Family members of the victims have also publicly called for accountability as police continue their investigation into one of the country's deadliest road crashes in recent years. Police say they are expected to provide further updates as the investigation progresses. Again, at this time, no charges have been formally announced. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Leah Cooper.
Well, thanks, Leah. Meantime, tragedy hits a Palmetto Street home after a man dies from injuries sustained in a blaze. Fire services went to the scene shortly after 6:30 a.m. and rescued an unresponsive man from a 2-story building engulfed in flames. The victim received medical attention on scene before being transported to hospital. He was treated for second-degree burns to his upper extremities and smoke inhalation, but later died from those injuries. The cause of the fire is still unknown at this time. Investigations continue. A 12-year-old boy is to spend his 4th of July birthday at the Simpson Penn School for Boys following his appearance in a magistrate court earlier today. The child, whose name is being withheld due to his age, appeared before Senior Magistrate Algernon Allen Jr. on the charge of manslaughter by negligence. The charge stemming from an incident on Friday, June 12th. According to police, the accused was one of 4 juveniles, ages 12, 15, and 16, who left Green Turtle Key aboard a 17-foot vessel to go fishing. We're told that while in waters near Nonjack Key, the 15-year-old was standing on the bow of the vessel holding a rope when he reportedly fell into the water. He was eventually found and CPR performed, but to no avail. A physician later confirmed that the teen suffered a fractured skull. Now, the 12-year-old boy who was allegedly operating the vessel at the time was not required to enter a plea due to the nature of the charge. He was remanded into custody. The defendant was, however, advised of his right to apply for bail at the Supreme Court. The matter was adjourned to July 12 for service of a voluntary bill of indictment. Well, looks like candy, tastes like candy, but candy, it's anything but. DEU officials are tonight raising the alarm over marijuana-infused edibles targeting kids. The stern warning coming a day after several people were arrested and charged before the courts for the crime. LaDawn Davis is on the story.
Flavorful vapes, gummies, Rice Krispie treats, chocolates, and even small-sized bottled cannabis drinks are a few of the suspected hydroponic marijuana-infused edibles that are making their rounds daily on our streets. These nicely packaged edibles have been successful in enticing school-aged children who are unaware of the harmful THC substances hidden inside. It's an ongoing trend that Drug Enforcement Officer Inspector Sergeant Kierge McKenzie deems quite troubling.
You have so many juveniles that are ignorant to what it is that are in these products and how it can affect their body. The problem comes in, and ignorance is not an excuse in this form. But if I come to you and I present this to you at school, the issue comes in when I consume this because I assume that this is just a candy.
If I take the packaging, I take these stuff out and I put in a Ziploc bag, you don't know where it come from. It look like a regular gummy. Like a regular gummy, and not knowing that you're consuming something that is illegal and it can affect your body negatively.
These Rice Krispie treats may look original, but according to DEU officials, there are several Bahamians here in country who are getting a bit crafty when it comes to distributing and making these edibles.
You once got to know who you are purchasing stuff from. Sometimes wouldn't have this sophisticated packaging, so that's basically know who you're getting stuff from. And let's ask questions.
Pills and a popular cough syrup are the new trends DEU officers are keeping a close eye on. But to keep these edibles off the market and out of the hands of young people, DEU has beefed up its intervention methods and are encouraging parents to pay closer attention to the physical traits of their children.
That's something that we have been seeing and that we have been encouraging persons, because even when persons are juveniles especially are arrested, we're not just in the business of just sending persons to jail. We try to give them some form of reform, and we try to assist them, because a lot of parents, they are struggling.
DEU officials say they will continue to interdict and bring persons selling illegal drugs before the courts. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm LaDawn Davis.
Well, coming up, the PM's off to CARICOM. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and everybody watching from Nassau. Tonight, we welcome a star. So please join me in welcoming the barbecue rap star, star of the show!
KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Cabinets play a major role in both the function and appearance of your home. To keep them looking their best, wipe spills as soon as they happen and clean surfaces regularly using a soft cloth and mild soap. Avoid hanging excessive weight on cabinet doors and periodically check hinges and hardware to make sure everything stays secure. With proper care, quality cabinetry can continue looking beautiful and performing well for many years to come. Quality products deserve quality care. Con Ed Bahamas.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
Marco's Pizza. Marco's Pizza. Some never tasted so good. Marco's Summer Party is bringing the fun. Choose 2 large one-topping pizzas with a 2-liter soda for just $34.95. Or grab a big square deal. 1 medium, 1-topping pizzas with boneless wings for just $39.95. Enter to win weekly Baja Bay water passes and your very own Marco's Summer Party pack all summer long. Marco's Pizza. Summer never tasted so good.
See how they fly. When my mama come see the floor, see how they fly. Fly, fly, fly away. See how they fly. Fly right down and catch it, babe. See how they fly. When my mama come see the floor, see how they fly. When my mama come see the floor, see how they fly.
And you're looking at a nighttime view of the high-end Bahama Resort, just glowing there against the evening sky. The towering buildings are dramatically illuminated with vibrant red, white, and blue lights in honor of the 250th anniversary of America's independence. Those shots courtesy of the U.S. Embassy. A full steam ahead for the Bahamas as advancements toward a now reachable goal of increasing renewable power generation to around 30% by 2030. The initiative also receiving high praises from the international community, as we hear in this next report from our Lloyd Allen.
Stakeholders across the energy sector, led by the nation's chief, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis, celebrating the commissioning of a rooftop solar installation project at a number of sites in the capital, including the University of the Bahamas, C.I. Gibson High School, and Bahamas Power and Light's Blue Hill Battery Energy Storage System. The venture, according to Prime Minister Davis, targets climate adaptation directly.
As we stand underneath a sun that has warmed these islands for years, we acknowledge that the same sun is the very engine of our future.
Minister of Energy, Utilities and Aviation, the Honorable JoBeth Colby Davis, insists that as efforts continue around the country in exploring and activating energy efficiency, this latest move serves as a sure example of the government's commitment to lowering energy costs for Bahamians.
Energy transformation means lower costs for businesses and residents, allowing them to expand and hire. It means more stable electricity for our homes.
With more than $8 million in grants from the European Union Corporation and an additional $80 million Inter-American Development Bank loan to shore up energy needs nationwide, this latest project proves the Bahamas is aggressively responding to the impact of climate change.
The Inter-American Development Bank and the European Union have been long-standing partners for many years in the whole continent, in the whole Americas. This project is just another in the long list of this partnership.
We will continue to work with you and with partners such as the European Union to advance an energy future that is cleaner, more resilient, more inclusive, and rooted in Bahamian capacity.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
In related news, after months of widespread power outages and growing public frustration, Bahamas Grid Company officials are tonight assuring that major improvements to New Providence's electricity network are beginning to take shape. The company announcing 3 132 kilowatt substations have now reached mechanical completion and are undergoing final testing with full commercial operations expected by August. Officials say the upgrades are designed to improve the reliability and resilience of the island's electricity grid. Bahamas Grid also reports completing more than 900 system repairs, restoring over 200 streetlights, installing nearly 5,000 feet of underground cable and connecting 61 new customers during the first half of the year. Chief Executive Officer Dario McKenzie acknowledges consumers continue to face outages caused by aging infrastructure and a record electricity demand, but says the company remains focused on delivering a stronger, more reliable power system in partnership with the Bahamas Power and Light. Well, the Urban Renewal Authority hosting a workshop today for contractors, part of its small home repairs program. The one-day initiative focused on arming stakeholders with the necessary tools and information needed to enhance accountability and the quality of their work. Here is Fern Carey with the story.
Contractors across the country who are involved with the Small Home Repairs Program attending a workshop Friday hosted by the Urban Renewal Authority. The initiative is part of efforts to ensure that the structural home repairs conducted by contractors is completed to the highest standard. Minister of Urban Renewal and Community Relations, the Honorable Lisa Raming, reminded contractors that the quality of their work, their ability to meet timelines, and the way they treat homeowners would reflect directly on the authority.
We would have had good work and bad work. We'd have had good experiences and not so good experiences. We have had some who started the work, got paid mobilization, never completed. Some who got mobilization and never started. So today, we forgive everyone. But after today, you will be judged, not by us, but by the Almighty God. And so the information you will get today, that's going to set you on the path of getting to the right place.
Also on hand for the occasion, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis. He noted that just as the government must maintain its responsibilities, contractors must also uphold theirs.
The government must uphold its responsibilities and contractors must uphold theirs. When government is committed to fairness and contractors are committed to quality work, everybody wins. Everybody benefits. Communities become stronger and families are lifted. Where a grandmother can live with dignity and where a mother can raise her children in safety and security.
Under the Small Home Repairs Program, priority is given to the elderly, persons living with disabilities, and cases with severe roof damage. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Fern Carey.
In other news tonight, at a time when the Caribbean is facing rising crime, economic uncertainty, and the growing impact of climate change, regional leaders are heading to St. Lucia with the goal of finding collective solutions. The 4-day CARICOM summit is expected to focus on strengthening regional unity and delivering results. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis is expected to join his colleagues in frank discussions about the future of the region and how CARICOM interrelates with their international partners. Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, shares his expectations.
From the Bahamas point of view, of course, our concern is always Haiti and the direction that the community will take with regard to support for Haiti, which we continue to take a lead on together with Jamaica. And then there's, of course, a report which will come from us on the state of the democracy in the internal democracy in the Associated States. All in all, it should be a very interesting meeting. And coming out of it ought to be a greater sense of unity and fulfillment as we work together with our international partners on matters such as trade, the economy, and security.
Back here in the capital, a shortfall in the training of emergency medical technicians leading to a slight delay in the rollout of ambulances across the Family Islands. According to Health and Wellness Minister Dr. the Honorable Michael Darville, the vehicles are being dispatched to the islands systematically.
We have the PHA Academy training EMT specialists. So they go through our program, and on completion of the program, they need to take an international exam. Unfortunately, quite a few didn't pass. And so that created a shortfall for us. The last thing we want is the emergency medical vehicle in a jurisdiction and people using them who are not qualified and don't meet the medical legal requirement. And so we have dispatched some of our EMTs, as well as our equipment to various family islands. But I want the entire process to be completed, and hopefully will be completed shortly.
A report surfacing today that insurance coverage offered by Kalina Insurance for groups of public officers have been suspended. A memo from the Customs Comptroller verifying the information that's been circulated on social media, as well as a voice note from Bahamas Union of Teachers President Belinda Wilson, is trying to figure out how the insurance lapse will impact her members. Office of the Prime Minister's Director of Communications, Latrell Ramming, moving quickly to thwart any negative press on the matter. In an ex-post, Ramming confirmed that insurance services have resumed as the government remains committed to supporting public officers as well as their families.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Let's celebrate the Bahamas independence. Stop by Janae's Uniform Center and get 30% off selected Independence Polo items. Get an additional 10% volume discount for 30 or more pieces. Net items excluded. The net items, Janae's unique limited edition Independence tees. Don't forget the black, gold, and aquamarine ribbons in various sizes to decorate the home or office. Visit Janae's Chesapeake Road or text the Janae's digital team at 817-3295 or email sales@janae's.com or www.janae's.com. Happy Independence, Bahamas from Janae's.
When the craving hits, there's only one thing everybody agrees on. Hot, crispy, Wendy's chicken tenders. Made to satisfy every bite. Whether it's served as a slider or wrap, it's always perfectly seasoned, perfectly crunchy, and always cooked fresh. From lunch with friends to family moments worth sharing. For chicken tenders you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 95th Terrace, Centerville, and now located in the Lucaya Shopping Center of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Well, from Bay Street to government buildings across the country, the national flag is flying high as the nation prepares to celebrate its independence. At the Public Parks and Public Beaches Authority, staff, officials, and guests gathered this week for ceremonial flag raising. The traditional observance serving as a powerful reminder of the country's sovereignty, its hard-fought journey to nationhood, and how the unity of the Bahamian people. Executive Chairman Jamal Strawn says the flag represents far more than a national emblem.
Today we raise this flag high. Let it wave proudly in the wind. A beacon of hope, a symbol of our serenity. It is a reminder of the sacrifices, as my colleague indicated before, of the persons that came before, who toiled, who ensured, our forefathers, our foremothers, that we could appreciate and we could have a commonwealth of the Bahamas that we can deem our very own. Their unwavering commitment to our nation's independence inspires us to cherish all of that what we have and protect the liberties that we enjoy to this very day.
Well, on this National Pride Day, I see we're wearing our colors proudly. Royson and Marlena, give us a sneak peek of what's coming up in Access Now.
Well, happy National Pride Day, Makushla, and good evening. We're certainly wearing the appropriate colors today, and what wonderful colors they are. But I think Marlena may have a question for you.
Yes, I mean, there was a little bit of conversation in last night's tease about candy, whether or not it was eye candy. If you were a candy, what kind of candy would you be? We'll skip past the eye candy part. What kind of candy would you be, Makusha?
Jolly Rancher. Sour apple.
I said Jolly Rancher. Okay, you can be
well.
sour apple, I'll be blue raspberry.
I did say Twix, the caramel on the inside, the hard candy, you know?
But we're the Jolly Ranchers. Yeah, well, we've got Entertainment Friday coming up, and we're also going to be talking about, speaking of sweet things, that huge cake that was at the U.S. Embassy
500
party.
pounds of cake. I can taste it now.
We're telling you the story of the Bahamians that made it.
Oh, yes.
Well, stay with us, the Bahamas Tonight. The National Report continues after this.
Steak sandwich.
I really like the honey mustard sauce. And then like the crispy bacon on it as well.
Oh, it's pepper jack cheese.
I love the spice. I love the crunch.
I love the original sandwich, but just that simple addition of bacon was like over the top.
The chicken is really good.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I rate this a 10 out of 10. I'd eat this again.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Tasha, what you saying? Girl, right here, rushing to cash J.S. Johnson. I gotta renew my insurance. Oh, I with JSJ too, but I don't wait in line. I just pay online. Stop it. How you do that?
Just email info@jsjohnson.com and say, sign me up for an online service center. They'll reach out and hook you up. You ain't never have to stand in line again.
Amen to that.
Save time. Pay online. Sign up for J.S. Johnson's online service center today.
Insurance, peace of mind.
As we continue to develop the orange economy of the Bahamas and empower our artists and artisans, we as a government intend to show tangible support. We are therefore requesting our Bahamian artists and artisans to submit images of their handmade, authentically made Bahamian products and prices as we move to produce a live digital booklet with Bahamian-made works. With the creation of a live booklet, artisans can always submit new works to be included. It is our intent to use this book as a catalog for the purchase of items by all senior government officials for gifts, display items, and the like. Ministers, permanent secretaries, members of parliament, and ambassadors will be supporting our orange economy by the purchase of items and in sharing this book to the wider global creative community. We are committed to grow and expand the orange economy of the Bahamas.
Bahamas. Come celebrate at the Family Fun Day, July 10th at Clifford Park. It's a great afternoon of food, fun, culture, entertainment, national pride. Gate open at 4 p.m., concert time 6 p.m. 5th Independence Family Fun Day at Clifford Park. Bring the whole family. Admissions free. Happy Independence, Bahamas.
I'm proud to be a Bahamian. Oh, I'm proud to be a Bahamian.
And that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
So you're planning to weather the storm at home. You've bypassed all the shelters. Your preparation is complete, and so are your emergency kits. You're ready. But what happens if the storm changes direction and it's a direct hit? What's your evacuation plan? If you don't have one, make one. And remember, take into account the location of your house, whether it's near beaches, canals, or it sits in a flood-prone area, and be realistic about the evacuation plan. Plan what to take. In its simplest form, take only what you cannot afford to lose. Have a go bag ready and a discussion beforehand what bag contents should consist of, like toiletries, medication, change of clothing, and important documents in a waterproof folder. Take inventory of your home, pictures included. Make sure your vehicle has a full tank of gas. Decide your destination and the best route. If you can't get out, find safety in the highest level of your home. And as always, be sure to pay close attention to the ZNS network for weather updates. This season, be weather smart, weather safe. Under the theme, Celebrating Our Heritage, Shaping Our Tomorrow, the Commonwealth of the Bahamas celebrates 53 years as a sovereign nation. Join the ZNS network for live coverage of the 53rd anniversary of independence with an ecumenical service, cultural show, military parade, flag-raising ceremony, and fireworks display. Stay with us for live coverage July 9th, beginning at 7:30 p.m. on the ZNS network.
Say hello to the country's newest doctors.
Plus, a new museum worth catching at the cruise port. Those details straight ahead.
And later, meet the Bahamian team behind that gigantic cake at the Freedom 250 celebrations. Stay close for that.
And of course, your Friday sports report is coming up.
Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Good evening on this Entertainment Friday. I'm Royston Jones.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
Now, with the countdown on to our 53rd independence, today is National Pride Day, paying tribute to the people, culture, and of course, the values that define us as Bahamians.
That's right. And tomorrow, our neighbors will celebrate the 4th of July. And although they mark different occasions, both celebrations invite us to appreciate what has shaped our nations and the deep connection people feel to the places they call home. After all, national pride is reflected in how we live every day.
Absolutely. Of course, that's something we can all take pride in. And with that said, let's dive right into the news. The Bahamas continues to face a growing demand for trained healthcare professionals, and today, a new group of Bahamians stepped forward to help meet that need. The Doctors Hospital Institute of Learning celebrated its 2026 graduating class during a commencement ceremony at Grace Community Church. Lyle Maycock reports.
From phlebotomy and pharmacy to emergency medical services, radiology, surgical technology, medical assistant, and patient care, dozens of newly trained healthcare professionals are now preparing to enter a field where their skills are needed more than ever. Minister of Labor, Public Service, and National Insurance, the Honorable Pia Glover Rowe, says their graduation comes at an important time for the country.
The Bahamas, it's no secret, continues to face a shortage of healthcare professionals, and we face this in our labor surveys as well. We understand that there is a need for more healthcare professionals, especially in allied health. We feel it in our hospitals and our clinics, those of us who have to visit, and of course throughout our family islands. Every trained Bahamian who enters this profession, though, strengthens our healthcare system and gives us the hope that we need.
Doctors Hospital President and Provost Dr. Charles Digges says their institution's mission has always been to prepare more Bahamians to serve in the country's healthcare system.
And we took on a theme called Growing Our Own about 5 years ago. That is what motivates, that's what fuels us.
For many of the graduates, today marked the end of months of classroom instruction, clinical training, and professional certification. Among them was the program's most outstanding phlebotomy technician, Anaya Gibson, who says experience has prepared her for the next step in her healthcare career.
I'd say this program is a great stepping stone for those interested in the medical field. I'd like to be a physiotherapist in the future, so I'd say anybody needing a stepping stone or just like an entry into the medical field should totally consider Doctors Hospital IOL.
As these graduates prepare to enter hospitals, clinics, and other healthcare facilities across the country, today's ceremony marked more than the end of their training. It marked the start of their next generation of Bahamian healthcare professionals. For the Bahamas Tonight, Access Now, I'm Lyle Maycock.
Congratulations and good luck to all of those graduates. Thanks so much, Lyle. Well, over the next few days, you can catch the Freedom 250 Founders Museum at the Gallery and Wine Bar at the Nassau Cruise Port. The free public exhibit, which runs through Sunday, July 5th, takes visitors on the road to liberty, featuring pivotal moments in America's fight for freedom. And yes, that includes contributions of Bahamian workers who helped build South Florida and the strong partnerships the two countries share today.
First of all, the history started out wasn't wonderful, it wasn't beautiful, but the founding fathers made a beautiful idea come to life. And now we have a relationship, and you think about celebrating and just watching the combination of partnership that you talk about war. When you say that America has something to do with helping the Bahamas to develop its independence, you know, that's what is special. And I said, that tells that we have a partnership that is long-lasting.
The exhibit also features Junkanoo-inspired recreations of iconic American landmarks, including the Washington Monument, the Liberty Bell, and the Statue of Liberty, blending American history with Bahamian culture. Visitors can also contribute to an interactive display, sharing their personal definition of freedom, while a historic photograph on loan from the University of the Bahamas highlights the enduring connections between the two countries. Nassau Cruise Port CEO Mike Mora says the exhibit is a fitting addition to one of the country's busiest tourism hubs.
Every week we receive over 100,000 American citizens that come off the ship having departed some port in the United States to either return to Nassau as a repeat visitor or to come for the first time. And it gives them such satisfaction to know that they're landing in a jurisdiction, in a country that has such a strong partnership with the United States.
Some incredible pieces on display. Thanks so much. Now, every independence, thousands of Bahamians line Bay Street for the annual People's Rush. But few may realize that the parade, now a staple of the nation's independence celebrations, is only about 26 years old. As Lyle Maycock reports, it all started with one simple idea.
Every July 10th, the sound of goatskin drums, brass, and cowbells would fill the streets of downtown Nassau as Bahamians celebrate their nation's birthday. But while Junkanoo has long been a tradition of Boxing Day and New Year's, the Independence People Rush was created in 2000 after a small group of Junkanoo supporters, including prominent female Junkanooer Arlene Nash Ferguson, believed the country's birthday deserved a celebration of its own.
In the year 2000, a group of friends, which included my husband and myself, we got together and decided that our independence was too important not to be celebrated in the way that we know best. And so we came together and we formed what is today called the Junkanoo Development Association. And we approached the then Minister of Culture and requested permission to do an Independence Junkanoo Parade. We were granted permission, and from the year 2000 until now, there has been an Independence Junkanoo People's Rush.
What began as a community idea has since grown into an official part of the National Independence Calendar. Unlike the competitive Boxing Day and New Year's parades, the People's Rush was designed to be just that, a people's parade, inviting every Bahamian to celebrate together, whether they belong to Junkanoo Group or not.
The whole idea was for everybody to get together, whether you rush at Christmas and New Year's or not. This is our independence. Get in the street, either in the front of your group or in the back.
While the purpose of the parade has remained the same, the look of Junkanoo has changed dramatically over the years. Today's elaborate costumes, beads, glitter, and brass sections have replaced the simpler designs of decades past, showing how one of the Bahamas' most treasured cultural traditions continues to evolve with each generation.
There were no what we call tricks, no beads, no glitter. This was plain Junkanoo fringed paper from head to foot. And the music makers brought a full brass line to Junkanoo, and that has changed Junkanoo tremendously. Up to that point, there was one or two foghorns, conch shell, that kind of thing, but the music makers brought a full brass line, and the rest, as they say, is history.
And as Bahamians take Bay Street again to celebrate the nation's independence, they'll be carrying on a tradition that was just started by a handful of people that has now become a part of the country's national story. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lyle Mako.
Great reporting. Thanks so much, Lyle. Now, still to come, a behind-the-scenes peek at the making of a 6-foot-long, over 500-pound cake that marked the U.S. celebrations last week. Looking forward to that.
Incredible. And of course, but first, Diane Dorsett has your Access weather forecast, so stay close.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant back again with another episode on the do's and don'ts at the service station. Let's go. What you ain't gonna do is just pull up to any dispenser and put the nozzle inside your car without reading the signs. Because if you put the wrong fuel inside your car and the car mess up, you can be mad at us, all right? And then you have to walk or catch bus for about 3 to 18 months. What you're supposed to do is read the signs. We place signs all over the dispenser to tell you which fuel is which. Because you put the wrong one in your car, say bop, and you can be mad at us. You can be, oh, what happened to my car? No, it's you who ain't read. It say diesel, diesel, one word, diesel. You got up, and you mad at us. Read, that's all you have to do.
Independence Day is right around the corner, and so are the savings at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Libby Spaghetti and Meatballs, 15 ounces, $1.69. Mahatma Jasmine rice, 2 pounds, $2.99. Whole chickens, $1.89 per pound. Sweet nectarines or peaches, $2.19 per pound. Sweet strawberries, 1 pound, $5.99. Shop with confidence knowing you're saving when you're shopping the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Bahamas, come celebrate at the Family Fun Day, July 10th at Clifford Park. It's a great afternoon of food, fun, culture, entertainment, national pride. Gates open at 4 p.m., concert time 6 p.m. 5th Independence Family Fun Day at Clifford Park. Bring the whole family. Admissions free. Happy Independence, Bahamas.
I'm proud to be a Bahamian. Oh, I'm proud to be a Bahamian.
Good evening, everyone. It's Friday, July 3rd, and hopefully everyone had a great week. It's time for your Access weather forecast. So let's take a quick look at what's shaping our weather for the next few days. And I'm happy to report that there is no tropical cyclone development expected during the next 7 days. But we're heading into the weekend with what's become a familiar weather pattern, hot and humid afternoons, followed by scattered showers. We've got clouds over the northern Bahamas associated with low-level troughing, which will trigger occasional showers and thunderstorms over parts of the northern Bahamas tonight and tomorrow. As it moves westward, there's also an upper-level trough approaching the southeast Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands, which will bring increasing cloud cover and raise the chance of showers and thunderstorms in that area tonight and tomorrow. By Sunday, it'll move to the northwest Bahamas, bringing more showers. Now, what's hot? We are. A heat advisory is in effect for all areas of the Bahamas due to high temperatures in the mid-90s. So for everyone with plans this weekend, particularly outdoors, humidity will push heat index values between 103 and 108 degrees. So be sure to stay hydrated, wear protective clothing and the sunscreen, and take frequent breaks when you're outdoors. Taking a look at our boating forecast. In the northwest and central Bahamas, things stay the same tonight through Sunday with southeast winds at 10 to 15 knots with seas at 2 to 4 feet. We'll get high tides at 11:04 tonight and again at 11:29 in the morning. Then in the southeast Bahamas tonight through Sunday, east to southeast winds 12 to 18 knots with seas at 3 to 6 feet. Therefore, small craft operators are advised to exercise caution. It's time now for your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Every crack and crevice you own. You're all over the place, you're trying to roam. You're living a sweet thing at home. I don't care if you live in life for the key. If you live in downtown, this thing don't discriminate. I want you to know when karma come round, don't wear a frown when you're raining on your parade. But don't you know that while you
That was your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. And that wraps up your access for the forecast. But remember to join me again at 11 for a full weather update. Have a great evening and a great weekend, everyone.
Thanks, Diane. Well, some relationships are best celebrated over cake. Yesterday, we introduced you to two Bahamians who played a big part in the U.S. Embassy's Freedom 250 event last week.
Now, tonight, we meet the Bahamian team that whipped up that giant cake that stole the show.
So we're here today, I'm here with my team, and we're gonna make a giant cake today, and it's gonna be of an American flag. We're celebrating the 250th independence of America. So come with me and join my team as we put this spectacular cake together. So today is the day we're putting the finishing touches on the cake. So here you have red, white, and blue, and we're gonna have the stars. So we're very excited. We've been working on this cake for about 4 days. So today is the day, and we're excited.
Wow. Absolutely amazing work. I feel like you could smell and taste that through the screen. I don't know if it was just me.
No, I could definitely smell it. And I saw the contours of the cake, too. It just made it look like it had movement and life.
You're killing me. Oh,
incredible.
My gosh.
Well
Wonderful
done.
work.
Well
yes.
done.
I'm going to be thinking about that for the rest of the show, but stay with us. Sports with Michelle Knowles is up right after this break.
Bahamas. Hurricane season is here. Are you ready? The 2026 Atlantic hurricane season officially runs from June 1st through November 30th. 6 months of staying alert and prepared. Storms are named to help meteorologists emergency officials and the public communicate clearly and quickly during dangerous weather events. Hurricanes are also measured using the Saffir-Simpson Hurricane Wind Scale, which ranks storms from categories 1 through 5 based on wind speed and potential damage. And did you know, when a hurricane becomes especially deadly or destructive, its name is permanently retired out of respect for the lives and communities affected. Now is the time to prepare your emergency kit with a portable AM/FM radio. Review your family plans and stay connected to trusted weather information. Preparation today can save lives tomorrow. These are the names of the storms for the 2026 Atlantic hurricane season. Arthur, Bertha, Cristobal, Dolly, Edward, Faye, Gonzalo, Hannah, Isaias, Josephine, Kyle, Leah, Marco, Nana, Omar, Paulette, Renee, Sally, Teddy, Vicky, and Wilfred. This public service announcement was brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the Disaster Risk Management Authority.
Welcome to your TGIF Sports, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports in less than half an hour. The Bahamas Senior Men's National Basketball Team set to continue their trek to LA 2028 with all the chips on the table. The Bahamas set to take on Jamaica tonight in the first game of its two-game homestand as the squad looks to advance to the second round of the FIBA Basketball World Cup Americas qualifiers. The 2-4-2, bringing some heavy hitters. They will include NBA players VJ Edgecombe, Eric Gordon, and Buddy Hield. All three are expected to represent the country in the series. Final roster also including professional players Garvin Clark Jr., Dominic Bridgewater, Franco Miller Jr., Sammy Hunter, Kino Burrows, Leano Roll, and, of course, former NBA player Kai Jones as well. Now, for the Bahamas, in order to advance, it must beat at least 6 points. So if you haven't already done so, make your way on out to Sir Kendall, and let's cheer on Team Bahamas. Still on hopes, notably absent from this window, Bayman big man DeAndre Ayton, but he is on the move. Insiders announcing today the Lakers are trading Ayton to the Washington Wizards for guard Jaden Hardy, 2 second-round draft picks as well. Ayton, of course, served as the Lakers starting center last year and recently exercised his $8.1 million player option. To the gridiron, more from our chat with Graham and Brody Knowles, who are hoping to be the next pair of Bahamian gridiron stars. Graham, a QB at Georgia Tech, and Brody, a freshman wide receiver at the University of Illinois. Both rose through the ranks of the highly touted Texas high school football scene, and they spoke about playing under those Friday night lights.
I mean, my first sport was tennis, trying to follow my dad's footsteps, and then we live in South Lake, which is probably the biggest Friday night football like in Texas. So, you know, just growing up, going to those games, I always just felt the culture and tradition, and I really want to be a part of it. And then obviously seeing him play it, I mean, there's nothing more that I wanted to do.
Grew up with a lot of access to a lot of football, and we're very fortunate for that, but it was huge there. It was everyone lived and breathed football, so we kind of just followed the path. It's where all the crowds win, and we always wanted to play in front of a crowd.
And still on the football field, for big men with football dreams, a clinic is being put on tomorrow at the Anatole Rogers Field, specifically tailored to offensive and defensive linemen. You managed to catch up with the organizer who spoke about the showcase.
Quarterbacks receive the headlines. Running back scores the touchdowns. Wide receivers, they're all over the highlight reels. But everyone in football knows it all starts up front. Without offensive and defensive linemen, there's no touchdowns. Without dominant defensive linemen, there's no championship. Now it's time for the big boys of the Bahamas to receive the recognition they deserve. The Starts Up Front National and Global Recruiting Board is bringing the first inaugural football camp specifically designed for offensive and defensive line to the Bahamas.
And junior tennis players got a chance to display their talents at Balmore's John McEnroe Tennis Center this week at the 2026 BLTA and AID Junior Tennis National Championships, which wrapped up on Tuesday. The tournament was held over 5 days and came to an end with a number of juniors hoisting trophies in their respective age groups. A look at the winners, girl 14U division. The winner there would be Rebecca Baton. The runner-up there, Victoria Sandy Aguilar. Girl 16U would go to Brianna Holgrave, and the runner-up there, Addison Munro. Boys 14U would go to Harrison Van Onselen. Kingston Rees, the runner-up in that division. And finally, boys 16U, the winner there, Patrick McTaggart. Finishing second would be Chase Newbold. And that's been your TGIF Sports, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles. Enjoy your weekend.
Under the theme, Celebrating Our Heritage, Shaping Our Tomorrow, the Commonwealth of the Bahamas celebrates 53 years as a sovereign nation. Join the ZNS network for live coverage of the 53rd anniversary of independence with an ecumenical service, cultural show, military parade, flag-raising ceremony, and fireworks display. Stay with us for live coverage July 9th, beginning at 7:30 p.m. on the ZNS network.
You're looking at a shot of the water tower lit up in red, white, and blue. And it's time now for Entertainment Friday, courtesy of our military bands at this week's flag-raising ceremonies. Never gets old.
Incredible.
Crisp uniforms, synchronization, and of course that amazing music.
Sounds, it resonates deeply.
Every time. And of course, before the fireworks tonight, take a look at these beautiful red, white, and blue shots in honor of the 250th anniversary of American independence. Iconic landmarks across Nassau's skyline and harbor have joined the Freedom 250 Global Illumination Initiative.
Now, Bahamar, the Nassau Cruise Port, and the water tower were also among them, donning their red, white, and blue.
Oh, that's pretty.
Absolutely stunning. What a treat. Can't like driving past that just being like the wow factor. Well, thanks for joining us as always. Happy National Pride Day. That's going to do it for us here on Access Now.
Be sure to stay tuned for the rundown with Howard Grant.
Good night, everybody. Enjoy those fireworks.
Yes.
Hidden Disabilities Sunflower is a globally recognized symbol for persons with invisible disabilities.
The Sunflower lanyard made our journey less stressful, smoother, and more inclusive.
REACH is proud to support the Hidden Sunflower Scheme, which makes the invisible visible. So far, the Nassau Airport Authority and the Nassau Cruise Port are Sunflower certified.
So if you see someone with a sunflower lanyard, always remember to be patient and ask if they need some help. Please be kind and always remember to show respect.
We wish to encourage more hotel operators with amenities such as water parks, restaurants, cinemas, government offices to join this initiative, making the Bahamas a more sunflower-friendly country.
Please feel free to reach out to the REACH office at 328-4123, or you can reach out to the National Commissions for Persons with Disabilities at 396-8700.
This public service announcement has been brought to you by the Bahamas National Trust in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
For 60 years, we have been here, the voice of the environment. Here, speaking up and for your national parks, all across the islands of this nation. The places God visits for vacation, spanning over 2.5 million acres of land and sea. How delighted then he must be to see a sea of pink, as flamingos mingle and haven like jingles play where queen counts still sleep. And if you listen, you can hear it. The words of gossiping parrots awaiting the diction of the day. All 365 of them, that's every day and every year, 15,000 children share in the beauty of this playground. Our name is yours. And we have been yours for years unnoticed. Don't forget us. Support us. Your national parks. The defenders of your environment. Join us. Remember, our cause is yours. The first land and sea park in the world is yours. Heritage. Here it is. When was the last time you gasped at our scenery, gotten lost in the depth of our reefs, or even awed at the green of the leaves of our trees? Don't hesitate to donate and volunteer. Don't hesitate to care. We are here for you. The Bahamas National Trust, BNT. 3 letters that spell out simply, perfectly, and undoubtedly that we are yours.
In Harbour Island, North Eleuthera, I'm Charles Fisher. This is ZNS.
Good Friday evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Howard Grant, and welcome to The Rundown. We're starting light tonight by introducing, one of the country's newest authors. Meet Rochelle Morrison. She's recently launched her book, Faith to Manifestation, which explores thought-provoking questions. If God has already blessed us with every spiritual blessing in heavenly places, how do those blessings become our reality on earth? Welcome to The Rundown. Ms. Morrison, it's absolutely wonderful to be able to have you with us.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
I'm excited. I actually read a little piece of the book and read the introduction.
Mm-hmm.
Introduce yourself, let persons know who you are, and talk to us about faith to manifestation.
Gladly. So I'm Rochelle Morrison, and like Howard said, I am a new author, and I'm celebrating my first book. So Faith to Manifestation was an inspiration that came to me some months ago. It was intended to be a short script for a video, and a friend of mine read it and said, hey, why don't you add to it and make it into a book? Thought it was a good idea, dragged my feet for a little bit, but I did it, I got it done, and I am so excited to be sharing it with everyone.
I noticed in your book, in your book's description, that it's not a book about positive thinking, it's a book about understanding the biblical principles that govern faith and learning how God's promises move from heaven into everyday life. Explain that to us.
Right, precisely. So if you are not a stranger to social media, I'm sure that you would have come across at some point or another the power of positive thinking, which I'm not taking away from, but...
This is a lot of persons in New Age
Right.
New Age spirituality called that The Secret. It was the book The Secret.
The Secret, right. So sometimes there is a tendency to blur the lines. Even persons who are Christians, they may be a little bit of blurring the lines there. But what the book is about essentially, especially for those who are persuaded by Christ, it is about using the Word of God, the Bible, essentially, to funnel God's promises into our lives. So it takes away the internal, the interpersonal ego and God complex, and we put the idea of God back to the Maker, who we look onto for everything that we need and desire into in this world and in our lives. So it essentially teaches us how to manifest, but we're not the ones that's manifesting, we're the ones experiencing the manifestation when we apply the correct biblical principles.
So like disciplines and understanding that it requires you to be able to take these steps, like faith without works is dead. This is a formula.
Right.
Understanding that you have to have faith, but what is those works?
It is a formula and it is a principle. So we're gonna let's start off with the Word of God, right? The Bible tells us that faith comes by hearing the Word of God. So by us consuming and having the Word active in our lives, we attract faith, right? When faith does its part in the equation, which you'll understand if you get the book, once faith does its part in the equation, the works of our hands and the efforts and the steps that we are taking, faith essentially becomes a blessing, or some people may call it an anointing of what we do to cause things to happen. So basically, it's just a relationship. It's not one-sided. We don't lay on our bed and have positive thoughts and reflections and expect the sky to open up and drop the house and the car.
It doesn't work like that?
The husband and the wife, no.
The house and the car and the husband and the wife?
Right? So
it's a big hole in heaven if all of these come in.
Exactly. I hope we're not in the way. I don't want you to get crushed by the car.
No.
So that's not necessarily how it works. And back to the relationship with God being a relationship, there are things that we do, and then there are things that God does.
How do we identify faith in this age and this new age and time? When we start to talk about it, there are so many different influences that exist around the world. There is, persons have rejected this sort of an idea of being able to contrast things between good and bad.
Right.
And they start to see the gray area and say, well, it's not all bad.
Right.
You know, you could take some things from Buddhism, you could take some things from, whether you're a Rasta, you could take some things from different faiths and different concepts to be able to make up this particular thing and say, okay, this is my faith. How do you identify faith from a biblical standpoint?
So with everything that you just explained, there is a portion in Scripture that lets us know that narrow is the way that leads to salvation. So there's the narrow road and there is the broad road. On the broad road, there is a lot of different beliefs. There is also confusion on the broad road. But God is essentially telling us that the path to salvation is a very narrow road. So it means that you're going to have to be willing to somewhat separate yourself from a lot of things that can be perceived as good.
You're getting heavy with me now, Miss Morrison. Rochelle, like, let's get heavy. Because in this day and age, Christians opening up club, they out here dancing at 1:30 in the morning when witches and warlocks out here and saying, thus saith the Lord. So if the road's supposed to be narrow, why did this new age Christians, quote unquote, seek to widen it with access to these liberties, access to these particular things? Talk to me about it.
You know, it can very well be a lack of understanding. And believe me, I'm not here to condemn anyone because I am not the picture of perfection, but a relationship with God, like any relationship, is a growing process. And I think once we keep an open mind and we keep our hearts postured towards God and allow Him to lead us and guide us, we will find our way. But it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen overnight. Right? Some people, you use the example of opening clubs. These are lucrative businesses in our society. A person may have a club before they found Christ. Does that mean you automatically go and shut everything down?
Zacchaeus,
the Bible tells us
leave everything and then follow me.
Now, see that right there?
Preachy too, you know.
Listen, I can tell. But that takes a great deal of strength. The Bible tells us to be transformed by the renewing of our mind. Transformation is a process. It's not an overnight thing. So to anyone who fits that category, it doesn't mean that there isn't a path on the narrow road for you. It just means that we must continue to be guided and to see God and allow that transformation to take place over time.
So talk to me, who have you written this book for? You know, many times we take on these kind of these projects, and you started to say that it was supposed to be for a short video and you added to it and kind of expanded on there. So there had to be sort of a demographic that you would have written this for. I like to believe that this was written for a younger generation who's going to be able to take those strategic steps and understand it. They say, well, my God, I see Rochelle doing it. If she could do it, I could do it. I wonder how she did it. So tell me, who did you gear this towards? What was the demographic that you looked at and said, let me write this book?
So certainly the demographic is towards young believers, but the book is so simple and it's so practical in the way that it is written and the way that everything is explained. I think anyone can pick it up, whether you're already a believer or not, whether you are a seasoned believer. I think faith is one of those concepts that are a bit difficult to grasp, because you kind of wonder, like, what is faith exactly? Is it, I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe, like what does it mean?
This donkey from Shrek, okay.
How does it actually work? So the book is essentially for anyone and everyone seeking understanding. It's for anyone who may be experiencing some kind of loss. It's for anyone who may have a challenge getting from point A to point B in life. It's for that individual that is bubbling and brimming with passion and doesn't know exactly how to direct it and channel it. So this is a guiding point. Faith, as the cover suggests, it's characterized in the book as a door. Right? It is a doorway between heaven and earth. And I strongly encourage you to get the book.
I like what you did there.
Tell me.
I like what you did there. You actually made a point of transition to be able to identify that faith is the threshold that you step over to get to the space that you're called to be in.
But let me correct you, because you have it a little bit in reverse. So if you recall the Our Father prayer, right? There's a line or two that says, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So yes, there is a passing through, but it's not us that's passing through. It's the manifestation of heavenly things passing through the threshold of faith to become a reality in our existence here on earth.
This is how the windows of heaven get opened up.
The windows of heaven, the gates of heavens, however you want to look at it, a door, a portal, an opening between heaven and earth that allows heavenly things to be translated here. And like I said, the sky isn't going to open up and the house is going to drop through. There is a formula, and a practical one at that, that's locked up in this very short read Howard Grant is holding, and I would encourage anyone who'd like to know.
Guys, pick it up. You can check it out on, it's on Amazon right now. You can be able to identify that. She has all the information right there, Faith to Manifestation. You want to be able to see that and see exactly what's what. So check it out. It's on Amazon. You can be able to see that. Her name is Rochelle Morrison. She's here. She's doing a great deal of things. I'm sure I got to be able to take a break. Let's take this quick commercial break. We can get back and talk with you just a little bit more. Quick break, guys. Going to be right back after this.
Never swim alone. Don't go deep into the pool. Don't run around the pool because you might slip and get hurt. If someone else falls into the water, don't go in and get them by yourself. Call for help. Parents, sign up your children for Let's Swim Bahamas.
Influenza, or the flu as it is commonly called, is a viral illness that usually occurs between the months October to March. The virus is transmitted from person to person through coughing, sneezing, or talking. Symptoms include fever, cough, headache, runny nose, generalized body aches, and fatigue. There is no specific treatment for the flu, and the symptoms usually dissipate after 3 to 7 days. Because it is caused by a virus, antibiotics are not used to treat the flu. Persons are encouraged to rest and drink lots of fluids. Panadol is recommended for fever and body aches associated with the flu. However, aspirin should be avoided due to the risk of bleeding. To decrease the spread of flu, persons are encouraged to get their flu shot annually and practice good cough hygiene. Additional information can be provided by your community clinic or the Health Education Division at the Ministry of Health. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
At the Dixon Hill Lighthouse in San Salvador to let you know that marine protected areas make dollars and cents. A well-designed and managed network of protected areas can generate income for nearby communities. From MPA managers to lodges to eco-tours, there is money to be made.
Healthy marine ecosystems help to protect our islands from climate change and other impacts that we cannot control. Healthy coral reefs help to break down fake waves, and mangroves absorb storm surge and help to protect our coastline.
Older and larger fish tend to carry more and healthier eggs than younger fish. Fish replenishment areas will allow fish to grow bigger and ensure that we have more fish now and in the future.
In our replenishment area, fish are free to grow and reproduce. As their populations increase, more fish will spill over into other areas where fishermen can increase their catch and their income.
I support the establishment of a marine protected area on my island.
I support the establishment of marine protected areas on my island.
I support the establishment of marine protected areas on my island.
I support the establishment of a marine protected area on my island, and you should too.
And you should too.
And you should too.
And you should too.
See the future with Bahamas Protected.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. This is a rundown. I'm Howard Grant. We're talking about faith to manifestation. Great conversation, great concept, great ideas to just being able to bring the Word of God to life in this age and time and dispensation. And definitely for, like she says, a younger generation. I'm sitting here with none other than Rochelle Morrison, who's written, she's the author, brand new author of the book, Faith to Manifestation. You can be able to find that thing on Amazon and pick that thing up right there, Faith to Manifestation. Rochelle Morrison, right here, just being able to talk to us about it. Now, when we left off, you start to talk about these things. You start to talk about faith. You start to talk about in the time that we're living in, and a lot of persons don't necessarily understand it, they can't really put a finger on it. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen, which has always been oxymoronic to me. It has always been this kind of a peculiar thing. The substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things. I could be hoping for something that I can't see and can't touch, but I still hope for it.
Right.
This faith thing is a strong thing.
Very much so, very powerful. And that's actually a very poetic line, the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So, in essence, faith is our evidence. So until you have it, there's something that you must have, and that is faith. Faith, as we discussed earlier, the book characterizes it as a door, an opening between heaven and earth, right? So essentially, we must continue to walk under open heavens. We must continue to walk with that access, because that's what a door is, right? It is an access. And how do we get that access? We get it through the Word of God. It's actually very practical. Faith comes by hearing the Word of God. The Bible tells us that we cannot please God without faith. So essentially, unless you are someone who is abiding in the Word and having the Word abide in you, you won't have faith. Therefore, you can't necessarily please God, right?
I can throw some things at you before we get out of here and have a good conversation with you, because okay, so you wrote this book for younger persons, for them to be able to understand. It's easy for them to be able to kind of step by step. You have everything in there that they could follow and be able to take it back to biblical text and be able to understand that. Okay, so this is great. In the time that we live in right now, among the scammers, among the schemers, among those who identify themselves however they want, this new age concept for prostitution, they got all kind of things out there. They don't call it prostitution no more. But there is a very clear theme that's running through conversations for those persons who are of a younger age. Let's call them 30 and under, which they place themselves in the position of reciprocity. If I give you something, I got to get something. And that kind of a two-way street, steeped in carnality, is void of faith. Whether that means I go out and get education, there's an expectation for me to get a job. Whether or not I go out and thief, there's an expectation for me to have some things. All of this rejects the idea of being able to believe within yourself, to have faith. There are many people who find themselves in the position right now, and they ain't got, the first thing they say, let me go play a number. If they ain't got, they say, let me go find a man or find a woman. Talk to me. When we see this, how do we now turn on, activate the stagnation of faith that exists in all of these persons who, to understand, align yourself with God to get to your desires? How do we do that? Does the book speak to any of that? Talk to me.
Right, so the book does speak heavily about that, about moving away so much from self-reliance. So as we mentioned earlier, it is a duality. There is us, there is God in relationship. So, you know, you mentioned a couple of things: going to college, getting an education, aligning yourself with certain opportunities. My response or answer to that is, if you're in a down and out moment, remember, you know, God tells us that the righteous is never forsaken, right? So although we may not be, you nor me perhaps, may not be right where we want to be in life right now, but wherever you are, there is still an opportunity to be grateful, something to be grateful about. And gratitude is another principle that we talk a little bit about in the book. But go to the passions, the desire, the dreams that God put into your heart. Take your steps of faith. Remember again, faith without works is dead, and allow God to put his blessing on that. You know, it happened to me in my life. maybe not as rapidly or drastically, because things get better the more we learn and the more we know and understand, right? But if I can just tell you a little story.
I will hear the story. Because people, that's how people connect.
Right.
Because you look like you're saved and sanctified here and full of the Holy Ghost, and that's all you know your whole life. You never cuss or say nothing bad ever.
Now, Howard.
No one, I'm saying.
Don't accuse
to
me.
those people who are out here watching you, this woman don't even know how wine tastes. I mean, I'm not getting in your business. I'm simply saying that the image of the television could place you in a particular position. Say to me the tribulation that you may have gone through.
Right.
You can give me all your business. What tribulations that you would have gone through to bring, that you had to come out by being able to apply your faith.
Right.
That you could now look back and say, hey, listen, I know God works. I tried it.
Right. Now, Howard, I've been through a lot of tribulations.
I need all your business for Jesus' sake. Just
but let me tell this story. Very practical. I have a passion for writing, public speaking. These are things that are in my sphere, right? I've had this passion for a very long time, and also for a very long time I sat on these passions. And I remember I was driving to work one morning. I stopped at Subway. I hope I'm not giving them press. But I stopped to get something to eat.
Something to eat,
right? To get something to eat. And there was this lady that I listened to sometimes on YouTube. And I started to listen to her as I drove to work. Stopped to get my food, paused the video, jumped back in my car. I'm like, when I reach my destination, I'm gonna eat. And I'm like, man, let me start eating now. So I got my sandwich, I put it on my lap, and in that moment, the lady said, there is a young lady listening to me right now with food in your lap.
Okay.
And when she said that, like my hands started to shake. I'm like... This was
YouTube Live, or this is pre-recorded?
It was a live that I watched days later. And that's the interesting thing about it, right? Because timing. Right? And that if I had watched it live, I wouldn't have had that moment. But nonetheless, she said, God said to tell you, I never want to hear you complain about money again, because I've already given you the thoughts, the ideas, the plan. And at the time, I had a proposal drafted for an idea that I never did anything with it. So I said to myself, girl, you got to do something with that. And the very first entity that I shared that proposal with engaged me for an opportunity. So that is how practical it works sometimes. You have the word of the Lord in play, you do your part, and then you allow him to do his. So it may not happen quickly, but put the principles to work and trust God that it'll work for you.
You know, it's an amazing thing as we continue to be able to have this conversation. Most recently, we would have been able to see about 7 people lose their life in the past week on the streets here in Nassau and throughout the nation, in Van Mahama also. And it's hard for me as I'm looking at the lives of these young children and being able to hear about them moving from one island to another, and in Cat Island, and this kind of an encouragement and being able to go off to school in the back, and the talent that exists in these particular areas. Talk to me about the pursuit that we started to talk about this. There is a pursuit that a lot of persons move after, that you're encouraged to be able to liberate yourself, but that pursuit, in many instances, over the course of a generation in this country, has not included God.
Right.
It has included this idea that if you pull your bootstraps up, pull your socks up, if you focus, if you commit yourself in these areas, then you can be able to liberate yourself and get out of this tribulation. A lot of the times, we've forgotten God in these particular instances.
Right.
How now, what do you say to those particular persons who are going off to school, where there's so many different influences? What do you say to them in preparation to be able to take such a significant step in their life?
Right. What, you know, my heart and my condolences go out to the families of those lost souls. What I would say to that is the Bible tells us that the devil is as a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour. And when I think about that scripture, it automatically registers to me that who would be the easiest and perhaps the most likely to be devoured if we were to look at it in a literal sense, and it would be the young ones. It would be the children. So I would like every young person to understand that we are in a very vulnerable situation, and that means that we have to amp up a little bit more, especially in this day and age, to stay grounded in God. And I would also like to extend encouragement to parents, and I'm sure most parents do, but pray for your children every day. I grew up watching my mother pray for her children. She would gather us up at 5 a.m. in the morning. Oh gosh. And she would have us pray. 5 a.m.? She would have us sing. And sometimes I would sit there and I wouldn't open my mouth, and you know, I getting pinched. Getting pinched to pray. When we stop praying, that's because I'm not praying and I open my eyes. She's actually looking at me. But those are investments, right, that parents put into their children. And it doesn't matter how old they get, how old they become. We must always pray for the children, the youth, and the youth must also do their best to remain grounded and just to keep God on your mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the book, Faith to Manifestation with Rochelle Morrison. She has everything. Like I said to you, you can be able to check it out on Amazon. I think she's going to be able to have some hard copies right here. You can go on Amazon and be able to check it out. I know you got your stuff laid out. You can be able to do that. Faith to Manifestation, Rochelle Morrison. Let them know how they can be able to reach you so you can be able to pick up a book if they want to pick up a book locally.
So if you want to grab a copy, you can send me an email. My email is connectandcare, that's CONNECTANDCARECX, it's long, @gmail.com. You can also connect with me on Facebook, and my Facebook is very simple, first and last name, Rochelle Morrison. Drop me a DM, and I'll be more than happy to provide.
I want to thank you so very kindly for being able to. Congratulations again.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much for being able to be here. Ladies and gentlemen, none other than Rochelle Morrison with her book, Faith to Manifestation. Quick break. Going to be right back after this.
We play just like your kids. We text just like your kids. We learn. We even cook. We take selfies. We have hobbies. And we love sports. In every way, we are just like everyone else and enjoy the same things and live our lives every day, just like you do. So if you happen to meet us, treat us just like everyone else. Because at the end of the day, we're just like you. Living life with Down syndrome is simply living. To learn more about Down syndrome, call 727-2105. This message is brought to you by the Grand Bahama Down Syndrome Society.
Hey, you all out there. I know in the Bahamas, a lot of people used to always put motor oil, diesel, I heard sometimes on their dogs for itchy problems. But you know what? That's not really the way to do it. Diesel, anything like that can kill your dog and really cause them die slowly. It's poison to them. But Dawn, yes, simple Dawn. Just a couple drops of Dawn, lather them up, wash down your pet, rinse them off. This Dawn will do the job. Panusa's Dawn is environmentally friendly, and their skin will be fresh, clean, and pristine. And they will like it, and you will too.
So how's your preparation going? By now, you should be completing home repairs since the last storm. updating and replenishing your emergency kit, and paying closer attention to the ZNS networks for earlier than normal developments in the tropics and general storm tracking. Hurricanes don't wait. Why should you? This season, be weather smart, weather safe.
Welcome back to the Rundown, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Howard Grant. Well, now we're going to talk about one of the most impactful diseases affecting the Bahamas today, cancer, specifically prostate cancer. According to the American Science Society, prostate cancer is the most common non-skin cancer in men. The organization estimates that approximately 333,830 new cases and 36,320 deaths in the United States of America. While about 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed in their lifetime, the 5-year survival rate is exponentially high at 98%. Joining us tonight is none other than Dr. David Samadi, who is known for his expertise in prostate cancer. He pioneered robotic surgery for prostate cancer 25 years ago, and since then has done over 11,000 robotic procedures. His special technique, smart technique, can save you from prostate cancer while saving your quality of life, including sexual functions and contingencies. It's very, very good to have you with us, Doctor.
Good to see you.
So good to be able to see you. Talk to me about that. Introduce yourself. Let persons know who you are right here.
Well, my name is Dr. David Samadi. I'm specialized in prostate cancer, specifically robotic surgery. What is robotic surgery? Now we're not cutting people open. The traditional surgery meant ending up with a big incision, blood loss, a lot of pain. We don't have that anymore. With few keyhole opening in the abdomen, we're able to remove the prostate and save you from this cancer. Now, why should people get tested, you would ask? Because this cancer has no symptoms. There's no alarm that goes off that will tell you that you have to go see your doctor. And that's one of the reasons why it's important that if you're over the age of 40 to get your test called PSA. PSA is a blood test that we check every year. We see at the velocity, how fast is this blood going up? It's incredible to see people in, for example, in Dominican Republic, in Antigua, in Bahamas. They come in with unbelievable PSAs of 30, 40s, where cancer is getting out, and they never knew about this. And that's why we want to have this program. Go get tested, get your PSA test. If it has to be between 0 to 4, and if it's more than that, always get a second opinion. What happens in that situation, you would get a biopsy, which is fairly simple. And if, God forbid, you have prostate cancer, now with the experience of robotic surgery, I'm able to save your life while saving your sexual function and your urinary control. And this is because of the technique that we developed, which is really minimally invasive. This surgery usually takes about an hour and a half. We have a center in Dominican Republic where a lot of people from the entire Caribbean, this is the only robotic center in the entire Caribbean where people can come there. The experience is a lot more than places in Florida and some of these hospitals that they go to. And it's important for them to know that they will get treated truly like a family. I love what I do.
One of the things I see is continued. We had a conversation. We're going to talk with Peter when we get back. But we had a conversation with Peter, and he says to me, you treated him like family. Talk to me.
Well, you know, it's my background, the way I grew up, and
as a New Yorker?
As a New Yorker, I was born in Iran, but I'm self-made. It's a long story, but I survived and lived in Europe and came to America. I value life. I treat truly everybody like my own family. I do this surgery with passion, and I want to win for my patients. And that has been really the theme of over 25 years of practice. And it's been a wonderful practice. It's not a career, it's a friendship with the patients, and we're blessed. And saving a life, saving the entire family from that is a beautiful thing.
Talk to me about the concentration of, you talked about Antigua. You talked about the Bahamas. You talked about
Jamaica has a lot of prostate cancer. We have a lot of that in Bahamas.
Is it prevalent in black and browns?
Well, African Americans, certainly race plays a big role. Family history, if your father, grandfather, cousins have prostate cancer, please go get tested. That's really important. And also diet. There's something in our diet, high-fat diet, low fruits and vegetables certainly can be one of those reasons. And ultimately,
in the Caribbean basin?
Correct.
In the Caribbean basin?
Correct.
Wow.
We see a lot of that in Jamaica. You know, we see it in Bahamas. But look, you know, you don't want to wake up and end up having with back pain and you go see your doctor and the PSA is already over 1,000 and they say, I'm sorry, it's already
the PSA
too late.
go over 1,000?
Well, we've seen these.
Oof.
And that's why we don't want people like this to ignore it. Get tested. It's amazing to see sometimes people coming in their 60s and they say, well, this is the first time I'm getting a PSA. So it's not their fault. The doctor should be talking about this. They should be educating them. Women get the mammogram. Women go get tested. They get their pap smears. They get their mammograms. But men, we need to wake up.
It's been fearful, though. This kind of an invasive, when you say invasive, I think it more invades our mind. This prostate exam that a lot of persons actually talked about, and the rectal exam, to being able to identify that a lot of men in our society, whether they pronounce it or not, will never go to the doctor unless they find themselves in a position where it's a necessity, where I can't move and whatever. So you're saying that we should make it a practice for being able to get ourselves tested.
100%. And look, I know the taboo that a lot of men have. This is not just in Bahamas, it's all over the world. Today we have MRI and we have images if you don't want to get the digital rectal exam. The question is, when you do the prostate exam, what do you look for? And the urologist, ourselves, we can see the size of the prostate. More importantly, prostate needs to be smooth, and that would be good. If you have a nodule, if you have a firmness, we have a problem. And that means that the cancer is gathered and is about to leave. So you get tremendous amount of information. Now, it's funny, nobody likes it, I understand. If you're absolutely against this, we can get an MRI, which is images of your prostate, looking at your prostate like a Google map, designing it so we can save your quality of life. And if you can be cancer-free an hour and a half, then this is a game changer. Now, how about radiation? A lot of people are going for radiation, and what I want you to know is, while it could be a good treatment for you, if you start with radiation treatment and the cancer comes back, you cannot have surgery. Again, if you start with radiation treatment, the cancer comes back with prostate cancer, surgery is not going to be a good option or an option for you. If you start with surgery first, in the hands of experienced surgeons, the cancer 95%, 90% are cured. If the cancer comes back, then we can still give you a low-dose radiation, so you have a plan B. A lot of young men, like the one I saw in my hotel this morning, doctor, can I come and see you? I said, you know, I'm on vacation in Bahamas, but come on over. 54-year-old, and they want to do radiation. Surgery would be a great option for
Is
him.
Surgery at this point when you
Absolutely.
recognize
The
it?
younger you are, the better surgery does. The older you get, when you have a lot of medical issues, cardiac stents, diabetes, as you get older, we may tend to go more toward radiation. But your point is well taken. As people go into their 80s and 90s and they're going to live longer, surgery plays a bigger role. And given the minimal invasive, the robotic surgery that we have, you know, it's been wonderful. The complications are very short and small in the hands of experienced surgeons. One day in the hospital, and they will give our phone number. If anybody has prostate cancer and they want to get a second opinion, they can directly text me on WhatsApp, which is something we've never done before. But because of Peter, if Peter is in the studio, we're doing this as a favor to make sure all the men in Bahamas are well taken care of. And the conversation, by the way, is with women. It's the women, the wives, the girlfriends that say, hey, you got to go get your PSA checked, and if you have any question, you call Dr. Samadi.
You know, I gotta laugh at that because, you know, there is a lag, let's call it a lag. There is a latency, there is a lag associated with your sexual function. A lot of persons, after they find themselves at a particular age, they may induce that. They may take a pill or two after they see themselves not necessarily functioning. If this is happening and you're at an age, I want you to talk about this, doctor. If this is happening and you're seeing yourself not necessarily being able to perform the way that you're used to performing, what should you do then? Should you go and take a test?
First of all, whether you have prostate cancer or not, and if you're suffering from sexual dysfunction, if the engine is not working so good, we have many different ways to make sure that it functions again. Whether it's oral treatments, there are some gels that we have that we use, and there are certainly some small injections that we can give you that are extremely effective, that can work well. Today, because of obesity, because of high blood pressure, because of diabetes, you know, you may not be functioning as well, but don't give up on that, because we can absolutely wake that system up. It will save marriages, save families, and as we say in America, we can make you great again. Or we can make your penis great again. I don't know if you can say that on this show.
Right? No, but no, tell me this. Tell me about this sort of an idea associated with whether or not a lot of men are looking for the signs for potential prostate cancer. Like, for instance, my grandfather in his old age, before he passed on, would sit down with the older guys and say, boy, you know, I get one drip out today, or I was able to do this. How do we know when there is a swollen prostate? How do we know now as men who are not necessarily familiar with this sort of a conversation among men?
Yeah.
How do we know that, okay, it's time for me to be able to take these things serious and take a step towards being able to see preventative measures?
Please call every one of your friends that are over the age of 40 and tell them, go get your blood test called PSA. Now, you're asking about the symptoms. You know, it's really, prostate cancer is an asymptomatic disease. There's no specific symptoms that goes with this, but the vague symptoms, if you're getting up in the middle of the night, if you're not emptying well, if you have urgency, you have frequent urination, you sometimes may see blood in your ejaculate, any symptoms, back pain, etc., please come and see us. Okay. We can examine you, we can get the tests. And remember, early detection. You may be afraid of doctors, you may not like doctors. I completely understand that. Choosing the right doctor, someone who cares about you, treats you like a family, experience is there and cares about you, makes a huge difference in your life. Yeah. Early detection can save your life. Remember that.
Okay. Let's take a quick break. When we get back, we can talk a little bit more about these particular things. I know you want to be able to hear it. We're here with none other than Dr. Samadi. We're going to take this quick break. Going to be right back after this.
Hey, y'all, what's up?
Hey, what's that?
What y'all getting?
Listen, I've been waiting to march down some logs here.
Hi, I'm Matthew. I will be you guys' waiter today. Can I take your order?
Oh, I've been jonesing for some grouper tread.
Y'all see this?
See, this ain't gonna work.
Where the fish gone, though?
But how, though?
Don't leave our children with no fish in their future. Protect our sea. Protect our way of life. Protect the Bahamas. To learn how you can help, find us on Facebook at Bahamas Protected. See the future.
Abuse, domestic violence, suicidal tendencies. Are you being stressed out from these problems? Call the national hotline at 422-2763 or 322-2763. There are trained social workers available 24 hours to help you. Know that you are not alone in this.
Make sure that your mission is in. Yes, Mom! Agent 1, what is a touch? Physical contact, Mom. Agent 2, what is a good touch? Touches that make you feel alright, Mom. Such as? A high five, a handshake, even a kiss, Mom. Good. Now, Agent 3, what is a bad touch? Touches that make you feel not so good, Mom. Like a slap, a kick, a pinch. And most important, if someone touches your private part. And what do we do when someone gives us a bad touch? We tell a trusted adult, Mom, for help, Mom. Tell them, don't do that, Mom.
Agent, I see that you understand. Now it's your mission to spread this information. Just remember good touches are okay, and bad touches are not okay. So Agent, go spread the word. Yes,
And we are back. This is The Rundown. I'm Howard Grant. Grateful to be with you. If you're just checking in with us, we're here with none other than Dr. David Samadi. He's all the way from New York and being able to talk to us about prostate. And joining us on the set is none other than Peter Alden. Peter, I'd love you to be able to introduce yourself to persons, let them know who you are as a living testament for what the operation has done for you. Talk to us.
Yes, good afternoon, Howard. Good afternoon, Dr. Samadi. And I am a prostate cancer survivor. Just 6 weeks ago, I met Dr. Samadi down in Santiago in the Dominican Republic, and he performed the robotic surgery on me 6 weeks ago to where I'm at now.
Now, you're skipping a lot of things. I need to know, when we hear cancer, we know stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. Where did you meet Dr. Samadi? On which stage were you?
Well, at first I was told that I was basically in the beginning stage. Okay. But the signs and symptoms I was experiencing wasn't telling me that. My body was doing something completely different, from the blood in the urine to severe. When I say severe lower back pains and stuff. So what was being said to me, to really what I was experiencing, hey.
And so you did everything that you, how did you, Peter, let's talk about this now. Dr. Samadi is here, so we're gonna talk about this with clarity. How did you find, did you go off on Google? Did you look for the best care in the world? How did you find Dr. Samadi?
Social media. There's, Dr. Samadi has an Instagram page, and I keep seeing this post up coming on my Facebook feed, and then there was, I searched him out on YouTube. And one morning said, email him. I emailed Dr. Samadi, and to my surprise, it was a Saturday morning, Dr. Samadi video called me. And I explained to him what I'm experiencing, and he said, hey, you don't have no problem. You know, and I said, wow. And
but that was the diagnosis that you would have gotten?
No. When he said that I don't have a problem, because he said you called the right person in terms of, I can fix that for you. Yeah. So you don't have a problem. I can fix that. And he said to me, send him the information that I've already done. I did that. And we went through the process, and I ended up in Santiago. And from there...
Doc, I want to be very clear with you as I say this. In our society, in the Bahamas, very quiet, very taboo conversation. When it comes to places like Cuba or Santo Domingo, it's normally a leisure trip, if you understand. It's normally a leisure trip. So when you hear about this sort of a concept and idea about being able to go down there for the purposes of being able to rectify an issue such as cancer, it's crazy. Talk to me about that, Doc.
Well, it's good to know what the importance of Santiago or Santo Domingo is to people in Bahamas.
Absolutely,
you know, so I know they're a lot of fun, but look, Santiago, under the supervision of like one of the well-known doctors, Dr. Sanchez Spaniel, he decided to bring robotic surgery to Dominican Republic. It was a very odd thinking almost 14 years ago. But they came, they saw my operation in New York. He wanted to bring it. He's a visionary man. So the robot came. And then, of course, they needed to put the whole program. So when people come to Santiago from Bahamas, from Antigua, from Jamaica, from all over the world, we've had even Russian patients that have come over there for privacy reasons, and we take care of them. Doesn't matter. You're coming to a program. You're not going to this, what is it, Kuya? You can have a little fun before and after, but you're coming to the program. Samadi and his team, we will get you. He was not you know, maybe he was nervous, but he kept his composure, and he met almost 20, 30 of the team members that I have over there. And the importance is I'm the one who performs the entire surgery. I'm the one who rounds on him. Yes, there are a lot of people that are around me, secretary, staff. We put a lot of doctors over there. So even when I go back to New York, he's under my care. We're communicating all the time. So it's not like he did the surgery and he just disappears. The care is very personalized. I want him to do well. Do you believe that 6 weeks ago, I don't know, he's had small, tiny little incisions, no big cuts, pain is minimum. Now we know that his cancer is gone because his PSA is zero.
Zero.
That's beautiful.
He showed me. He's walking around.
He's proud of it.
He probably got it in his pocket right now. He showed me, he's like, Howard, did you see my PSA?
Well, you know
like,
what
wow.
it is? This is the best gift of life.
Yeah.
I mean, that zero PSA. Now, we're going to monitor him for many, many years to come. As I said, I hope you always do well and be healthy. He's a good guy. He's helping a lot of people in Bahamas. But if, God forbid, in 5 to 10%, if the PSA ever moves, even 10 years from now, you're going to be texting me, and I'll have ways to fix it. And that's beautiful, without affecting his quality of life.
Now, I'm going to talk about this quality of life thing, because you were adamant about telling me, Howard, my elevator goes all the way to the top now.
The engine is still working.
The engine is raring after 6 weeks. Now, you know, there is, Doc, let's talk about this, Doc. In our society, if you get a diagnosis like this, there's a possibility of being able to be a cancer survivor. You come to grips with this sort of a concept that, okay, at least I'm not going to die, but I may not necessarily be able to pursue the pleasure that I used to be able to pursue. And so you give up this sort of a thing for the purpose of survival. But what Peter is saying to me is that he still has that quality of life.
Yes.
And he can still enjoy a great deal of the pleasures that he's known.
You know why? Because first of all, you know, I'm still a young man, and you know, when I got training, a lot of surgeons were saying, like, let's just save his life, and then it doesn't matter what happens. That's not the way it should be. So every attempt, thousands and thousands of videos, like the way you watch your own game. I've been watching my surgeries, little details of how it goes. We changed the operation, even though it's robotic surgery. This surgery is completely different than what you have in Florida and other places. How so? Most people move the nerves from the prostate. It's called nerve sparing. You save the nerves, and then you take the prostate out. But guess what? By the time you move the nerves, the damage is done, and that's not what we want. The less we do, the better it is. So what I do is I come on top, and I remove the prostate from the nerves. So your nerves are going to remain exactly in the same place at the beginning of the surgery and at the end of the surgery, and that has allowed people like Peter to get their elevators or the engine is working in 80% of the time. Now you would say, then what happens to the other 20%? Viagra, Cialis, gels. We have tiny little injections. Even for people who are suffering from sexual dysfunction and you haven't had surgeries, we can make your
Johnson.
We can make your, can we say penis work again? Yeah. And there are tiny little injections.
Doc, you're going to have these people calling me straight through. Now, Howard, listen, I got prostate cancer, but...
Well, that's okay.
I might need this help.
It's part of life.
Yeah.
Another good study. Frequent sexual activity. This is a prescription to your girlfriends and to your wives. Frequent, listen up, people in Bahamas. Frequent sexual activity have shown that it can reduce inflammation and can reduce the risk of prostate cancer. So now you can go to your wife and say, we're ready, let's go.
Indeed. Frequent sexual activity. Now, he doesn't care to put a number to this, but I'd like to hear numbers.
The real number is 21 times a month.
21 times a month.
We don't want to like kill our Bohemian's wife. So just have good sex life. Frequent ejaculation and sexual activity can actually get rid of a lot of those inflammation and can actually reduce. Now, the benefit of sex, we can talk about it for the next half an hour. You know, hormonally, it's very effective for your heart, reduces the stress, boosts your immune system, and on and on and on. That's for the whole different program. But you don't need to suffer from sexual dysfunction. There's a number that are going to put below this program. If you're diagnosed with prostate cancer, you have an enlarged prostate, you're getting up in the middle of the night, you can call 347-533-0444. 347-533-0444. Text me on WhatsApp, and we personally respond to you, and we will save your life.
And you see, Howard, the good thing about it is that I'm a testimony to the type of surgery that Dr. Samadi did, you know. And anyone can be a surgeon, but it's the skill that comes along with it. And hey, I'm here now to testify against that in terms of the goodness that Dr. Samadi has done.
So,
my pleasure.
And yes, the engine, the elevator was at the lobby. It went to the penthouse, had some conversation.
Like it was at the ground floor, not the lobby.
Well, the lobby, it had some conversation in the penthouse. Now it's coming back downstairs.
It's coming up.
Oh, Honda Shanda.
You need to stop it, Peter.
What we have done is, you know, a lot of people may sometimes be like, oh my God, I'm going to another country. I don't know what's waiting for me. But that's another thing that we created for people like Peter that come. We have a beautiful hotel next to the hospital. They leave the hospital, they stay in a beautiful Marriott. You can talk about that. We actually go to his room and we round truly like a family. So it's not like you're just going to Dominican Republic and nobody knows we're there. Yeah.
I could have walked out of my room. I was in room 406 in the Marriott. And just press my key to open the door to go into the hospital. And the care, the daily care from Dr. Samadi and his team was unmatched what you delivered.
You don't have to go to Santo Domingo or to Dominica for 2 weeks.
No.
You could be able to do this, how many days?
The minimum is like 3-4 days. We want to make sure that everything is fine. And then you can come back and the care continues. But sometimes people want to stay for the whole week or 10 days. It's up to them.
And the
surgery? We just need you. The surgery takes about an hour and a half. You're in the hospital one night. Pain is minimum. You're walking the night of the surgery. So a lot of these patients, you know, if you go to my Instagram, you will see I'm having breakfast with a lot of these people the next day. And they are just amazed. The wives are like, Dr. Samadi, you don't know the amount of stress we had because we didn't know where we were going. We didn't know who this person was. We didn't know if you were going to personally like operate on the patient. And now we see it and
over 11,000 surgeries.
Correct.
Over 11,000.
Lifetime.
Wow.
5:30 in the morning, that Friday morning on the 8th of May, they came to the room.
8th of May?
Yes.
It's just June?
Yeah.
So you had a chance to get your surgery and come home and vote?
Well, I voted in the advance poll.
Oh, good.
And the advance poll.
But you still could have done it because you was home before the 12th.
I still could have done it, yes.
Wow, that's amazing.
On the 8th, 5:30 in the morning, I went into surgery. And by 7 o'clock, that was Friday, 7 o'clock Saturday morning, me and a number of fellows from Antigua, you had St. Kitts, and other countries were there. We were walking on the ward right out of surgery.
That's amazing.
That's another thing I love.
That's amazing.
Bahamas meets St. Kitts meets Antigua, Antigua meets Jamaica. They make this friendship, and when they go home, they're constantly supporting each other. Hey, how are you feeling? So it's been a great ride.
Dr. Samadi, I want to thank you so very kindly for being able to be here with us. Thank you for being able to change the lives of our persons, my brother. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, to all the men out there, to the women that are watching right now, 347-533-0444. Call me, I'll give you some more information. That does it for us here at The Rundown. Be sure to stay locked in to ZNS Network for the Bahamas tonight at 11 p.m. It's the final newscast in the country with the latest in news and information from Corvell Pyfrom. From all of us here at ZNS, I'm Howard Grant. Thanks so much for joining.
At the Lyndon Bindling International Airport, I'm Corvell Pyfrom. This is ZNS.